Islamophobia, homophobia, sexism, racism all share the same root, which is prejudice. So when we stand in support for those who are victims of these sorts of atrocities, of phobias, of prejudice, we're standing together for the same sort of cause, and that's to end prejudice of any kind. All right, all right.
We'll find the ways to impact your community by just simply showing up for the issues that you care about. For me, it's like prison industrial complex, it's like affordable housing, it's basic equity in certain conversations, and it's teaching people how to reach out for educational equity in their neighborhoods. It's part of waking up, it's the do-up, and all I do, the mountain grown aroma always coming through.
Wait, can you make us a Flappy Bird for those of us who are deprived of Flappy Bird in 3 hours?
You know, I'm not gonna make Flappy Bird, but I'm gonna make Mipsterz Bird.
Mipsterz Bird? All right. Quotation close, parentheses close, semicolon. That looks important. That looks like you just said Eid Mubarak in code.
Education doesn't just come from a university or a school. It comes from experience. Like realizing that after 3 marriages, maybe men suck. Or renting apartments. Yes. Thank you.
Would you call me a hypocrite? Call me a lie? Would you curse out my name? Would you damn me to
But I also want to introduce 2 of our lovely DJs who are behind this beautiful setup. What is that called? Is that DJing?
It's called entertaining your ears.
Wow. And look that way. Doesn't she look like the person on my shirt?
I'ma go ape on them.
Beautifully obscene injury dresses the pure heart.
Saraswati Jones, how are you guys doing? Eid Mubarak, and I'm so honored to be here. I read the news today a lot.
Or how about when things get really real? When that hate turns demonic and people feel licensed to kill.
There's like rapping, there's DJing, there's art, there's reading the Quran, and then mixing all of those things in a way that shows how religion and our identity is spanning and informing the things that normally people don't think of as Muslim.
But to be by your side, but in the midst I forgot that you were you, and I was lying, so I choked on your wine. You were merely a cloak of the divine, but I couldn't tell it then. You were merely a sign, and I was
MIT undergraduate.
Learning Oud last year, and when I started learning, what I really wanted to do was mix classical Arabic music with hip hop.
Another newcomer to the community, Mr. Tariq. Give it up for Mr. Tariq.
So they asked the smartest individual here in Boston to come up and do it, and unfortunately, that person declined. So then they asked the coolest and most charismatic individual to come up and do it, and unfortunately, that person declined. So then they asked the best looking individual to do it, and I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, am I going to say no 3 times? So here I am. In the name of God, the Lord of mercy, the giver of mercy. It is the Lord of mercy who taught the Quran. Ar-Rahman, Allama al-Quran.
I kind of look at this whole notion of East meets West as sort of like a ironic dichotomy, because largely the whole notion of East and West, I think, is born out of a sense of like othering, right? It's sort of born out of this Orientalist mindset that those people over there are different from us, and you know we're two monolithic things that are sort of interacting with each other. These kind of spaces, when they bring these people in, it highlights how arbitrary and how like fickle these labels are. And how temporary these labels are. And when you actually get to meet people and all the nuances that make up individuals, that's sort of what Mipsterz tries to aspire to, is we champion the individual and the individuality. We start to realize how these aspects of this person is Muslim, must be Eastern, this person is American, must be Western, how they actually are meaningless sort of things. All of it is actually very seamless, and all of us and all of our identities flow together in very like beautiful sort of complex systems. And it's just a matter of taking the time to sit and get to know the person.